group of women clad in white staged a solidarity walk in support of the emergency rule in the state on Monday, while declaring their support for the sole administrator, Ibok Ete Ibas. The women held placards with inscriptions that read, "State of emergency is constitutional and persecutes the bombers of Rivers Assembly." Let's take a look. Peaceful protests. State of emergency is constitutional. Well, all right, in the same vein, over the weekend, a group of women staged a protest against the suspension of Sim Fubara and declaration of the emergency rule in the state. The women were demanding an end to what they perceive as an unconstitutional state of affairs. They held placards that read, "Save our democracy, obey the rule of law, and bring back Fubara." Let's take a look. Rotus, what do you mean? You're sure they want Fubara? It's their governor now. He's just suspended for only 6 months now. It's our 5 months now. I mean, but you saw that protest, the peaceful protest. They were all clad in white. It was nice and peaceful, wasn't it, Rufai? You were saying something about the difference between the two protests.
Today, we don't get paid protests for Nigeria.
Which one is paid?
Let's keep this in ourselves. No, I'm just talking.
Okay. We want to know which one
was paid and which one was not paid.
But can't you see that one protest was heavily militarized?
Yes.
The others was peaceful. I mean, it speaks volumes of what is going on. See,
I see Tokumbo there.
My point has always been, see, both Fubara and Wike, they both went in and got in by suppressing the Rivers people. Because when Fubara got in there, we know the things that happened in that election. We know what was done to the likes of Tonye Cole. That was when the going was good for both of them. So I don't have pity for both of them. But why I lean towards what has been done against Fubara is that it's an aberration against our constitution.
Yeah.
Declaring a state of emergency. And 11 governors, Governor Dauda, when I interviewed him, said they have all gone to court.
Yeah.
Let's see how they try it in court. So we need to speak, because you see, it's Fubara today. It could be anybody tomorrow.
Right.
That's why we are speaking up. But as regards sympathy between Wike and Fubara, when the going was good, God knows what happened among them.
What was that song?
When the going is good, many people will be your friends.
Let's remain in River State.
That's their own wahala.
Conclude on this one. Meanwhile, reactions have trailed the 300 million naira payment by the Rivers State government to the Nigerian Bar Association. On Monday, the NBA clarified that the money received from the Rivers State government for the 2025 Annual General Conference was a gift and not a payment for hosting rights. The Rivers government had requested a refund after the NBA moved the conference from Port Harcourt to Enugu, citing constitutional violations in Rivers State. The NBA explained that hosting the conference involves significant costs and financial support from state governments, and it's typically provided in the form of gifts, partnerships, or sponsorship. Well, let's take some reactions. This person wrote, "The 300 million naira you received from the suspended governor Fubara, was it a donation or payment to overlook the unlawful activities in the state? I now understand why the NBA remained silent when Fubara demolished the Rivers State House of Assembly, but began speaking out when the state of emergency was declared. The EFCC should investigate what happened to the 300 million naira donation." Another ex-user wrote, I presume that there was a formal agreement to sponsor and host your event in River State, hence the disbursement of the 300 million naira. And since you decided to move the event to another state, the ethical thing to do is to return the money. The NBA aired. The association should be sued. I kind of concur with that. I'm not the suing, but I mean, you're saying it's a donation. Do you want to
from
quickly
a vantage point?
say something?
I have spoken in an NBA conference,
Okay.
so I have some background information about Vimbai. Please go ahead.
Okay, so after that,
Well, hear the background, but I mean, on the surface of it, a donation was made, and of course they'll say that it was a gift. But of course we all know that the unwritten agreement is that this is because you're going to come and patronize our state, and you know, you're bringing a number of people for the conference. There's going to be economic activity. There's going to be all of the benefits that one derives from hosting a conference of this stature. So based off of the surface of it, it just seems like, well, we are moving our conference to Enugu now. You know, thank you for the gift, for the goodwill. Please, collect your money. Enugu, please do the necessary. Please, can you check
how it's
drop
supposed
the
to be?
300? That's on the surface. So if I think there's
let's
more to-
ask
but that's the way I see it.
right here. Then we'll ask her to say.
The Enugu State is run by a private sector individual, Peter Umba. No chaos. He's provided water, infrastructure. River State is a sad case. 300 million naira at 1,600 is $187,000, right? That is money that can go to communities. No, I don't know anybody here. Do you know anybody who has told you, hey, OG, I got a job in River State. I'm starting tomorrow. Hey, Vimbai, my wife is giving birth to a new baby in a hospital. No development, nothing. It's just two people, you know who they are, fighting, demolishing the states. I have no sympathy for River State and what's going on there. And it's a good decision going to Enugu State, because Enugu State is on a upward trajectory. So good job on the NBA.
Should they refund the money or not?
Yes, they should. I'm on there. Refund the money. Refund the money.
With the background information I have spoken at the NBA conference, and it was done that year in River State. The norm has always been, and Governor Wike hosted effectively. In fact, that 300 million, I can tell you, cannot entirely host that event. Because I sat 2 to 3 to 4 years ago, I forget now the year particularly now, that I hosted, that the money that was spent on that event was more than even this amount.
But why? Why refund?
Hang on a minute, let me finish. Hang on a minute. See, in your state,
300 million, no.
State funds.
Wait, in states, they try to attract these big conferences as also a bragging rights.
Okay.
So it's for them too. It brings some economic activities, yes, but it's also a thing of a bragging rights.
Okay.
That year, Governor Wike hosted us. I spoke and I left that day. This amount, yes, people even volunteered. What you should ask is, yes, the NBA might have courted them, but voluntarily the money was given. But the status of things have changed, and I think it's very cheeky by the River State Sole Administration to now say, pay the money back because you are taking things
But
away.
what are they using the money for? No, please, can I just ask the question? What are they using the money for?
300 million naira for an event.
Do you know the logistics involved in holding an NBA conference?
Break it down. Break down the
But
logistics.
it's not even happening.
Break down the logistics for us, line by line.
You have nothing less than hundreds to close to 1,000 speakers. The logistics of bringing them in, putting them in hotels and everything, and catering to their needs. That's not.
Where?
Why not make it virtual? Why not make it by Zoom? Why not do it by Zoom?
The point is that it's not happening.
Let the new host
It's not
state.
Can I finish?
That's
Can I
the point.
finish?
Okay.
You guys will let me speak.
ahead,
I'm
go
breaking the
ahead.
logistics for you.
Okay.
Secondly, the logistics of getting a venue for all of this. The logistics of guests coming in.
Okay.
The logistics of planning of the local organizing committee.
Okay.
All of these things cost money.
Okay.
All right?
Fine.
So if it costs money and a state offered when the going was good, it is a gift. If things had not gone their way again this time around, the state now saying, oh, because you took it to another state, bring my money back. It is tricky because in the first place, you gave it to them as a gift. And that's why the NBA has said that there was no binding agreement that because you gave us a gift that it must be hosted there.
All right, so
all of these also has been politicized.
All right, so they can keep the gifts. Your opinion is that
you gave somebody a gift.
Fine.
There was no point taking it back in the first place.
Okay.
Let's stop over politicizing issues.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Good faith, as the state will no longer benefit from the bragging rights.
Return the money. Give them their money back. You're not doing it in the state anymore.
Rufy, it's 3 against 1 today. Rufy,
remember the position you took today.
It's fine.
Okay, fine.
Because I know what goes on.
Everyone
Even that 300 million, please, you can go and fact check
That's
me.
almost half $1 billion naira.
300
or 200 million away from
No, we don't disagree. We don't disagree with you. What
is not even enough to host that NBA conference. Fact check me anywhere.
NBA should do cost
check me anywhere.
The joy of being here is that we can all agree to
Yes,
disagree.
we can all agree to
disagree.
All right. Rufy on fire. All right.